You're watching Local News Durango. I'm Deborah Uroda. The Taxpayer Bill of Rights has created an economic system in Colorado that places a greater tax burden on low and middle income families while transportation and education continue to be underfunded. That was the context against which the executive director of the Colorado Fiscal Institute explained the impact that Proposition CC will have if voters approve the measure in November. The League of Women Voters in La Plata County hosted a presentation on the proposition by Carol Hedges, the executive director of the Institute, a nonprofit that researches the economic and financial impacts of policy on Colorado families. The Institute is a member of a consortium of governmental organizations and nonprofits called Vision 2020, which seeks to change the constitutional amendment limiting growth in state revenues, otherwise known as TABOR. Proposition CC asked voters in the November election to allow the state legislature to retain tax revenues that exceed the TABOR revenue cap. The revenues, about $260 million, would be divided equally between transportation projects, K-12, and higher education. TABOR, passed in 1992, limits the growth in state revenues to the growth in the Consumer Price Index and the population. If revenues exceed that cap, then the money is returned to the taxpayers in the form of a rebate in their state income taxes in the following year. But Hedges said the rebate benefits the highest wage earners in the state, and middle and lower income families pay the price. Colorado generates revenues from sales taxes and income taxes. It does not have a state property tax. Sales and local property taxes are considered to be regressive because they equal a larger percentage of low and middle income wages when compared with higher income earners. Because the tax rebate is distributed through income taxes, low and middle income wage earners receive a smaller tax rebate as a percentage of their income than wealthier taxpayers. Furthermore, 25% of taxpayers won't receive a rebate at all because they don't have an income tax liability. However, they've already paid sales taxes on everything they buy. The state does refund a small percentage of sales taxes to taxpayers, but the refunds are minimal. Only $20 per person if you earn $40,000 or less, and $62 per person if you earn $300,000 or more.
Because of the impact of sales taxes and property taxes, a single rate income tax, the fact that it charges everybody the same, doesn't offset the regressive nature of sales and property taxes, which fall more heavily on lower income individuals. When we reduce our single rate income tax by any amount, doesn't make any difference what the amount is, but when we reduce the income tax rate, the dollar amount that goes to the highest income earners is equal, the highest 1% income earners is equal to the dollar amount that goes to the bottom 70%.
If Proposition CC fails, taxpayers with an income of $60,000 would receive a rebate of only $55, about 0.09% of their wages. On the other hand, a taxpayer who earns $300,000 would receive a rebate of $353, or 30% more as a share of their income than middle income earners. Hedges said Proposition CC is just the first step that needs to address TABOR's inequities in the state's lagging investments in education and transportation. Colorado has the lowest average starting teacher salary in the nation at $33,400 a year. It ranks 39th in the nation on per pupil spending, and the state's share of resident tuition has dropped to 35% of the cost, while students carry 65% of the burden. The gas tax that funds transportation has remained at the same rate since 1991, but the population has grown 64%, registered vehicles have increased by 53%, and vehicle miles traveled have jumped by 82%. Hedges said the Vision 2020 work group that's addressing TABOR will be holding a series of community outreach meetings statewide to develop taxpayer-driven changes to the amendment for voter consideration. If you'd like to know more about Vision 2020 or the ramifications of Proposition CC, visit the Colorado Fiscal Institute's website at coloradofiscal.org. Ballots will be mailed to voters beginning October 11th and are due back at the La Plata County Clerk's office by 7 p.m. on Tuesday, November 5th. For more information about the election calendar, visit the clerk's website at co.laplata.co.us. Thanks for watching this edition of Local News Durango. You can find this and other local news network stories on durangotv.com, where you can sign up for daily news stories delivered to your inbox. You can also catch us on Durango Cable Channel 15 or on our digital network at various locations around town. I'm Deborah Urota for Local News Durango.